What's going on, guys? So today I'm gonna try and teach you guys how to do a backwards manual, and I don't know, this I guess like 180 backwards manual to like cab out to. I'm not very good at this trick, but I'm gonna try and give you some tips because I just started learning them, and I feel like when you just learn tricks, you kind of have all the advice fresh in your head still. I'm filming outside my house right now. I really hate it. I live in like a gated community, and there's so many cars just driving anywhere, just staring at me because I'm riding my bike, carrying my camera. The first step into learning this trick, oh my god, the lighting sucks right now. It's kind of dark, but the first step you want to take to learning it is like find something, I want to say like this, little curb stop like this. You know how like when you're learning fakies, you're gonna want to be able to like have some concept of how to manual and how to fakie. If not, this trick is gonna be really difficult for you. So you want to go, press forward, and then give that little rock like you would when you're learning fakies. Pull back and try to sit over your tire. The best thing to do is just try to get into it from there and just work on taking it farther and farther. So like say there's like maybe even a set goal might be nice. For me, there's this thing right here, and behind it there's this line right here. I always try to like get a couple all the way to there when I first start trying these to warm up to them. So I'm gonna try and get a couple of those real quickly. I also find I've tried to backwards manual my friends' bikes too. Some of them have longer rear ends. This is your rear end right here. If it's really short, it's easy to get into it, but it's also easier to loop out of it. I've noticed if you had a longer rear end, it's harder to get into it, but it's also easier to stay in the position you need to be. Just really practice doing the backwards thing I just said about pushing forward on the curb. You don't want to go too fast. If anything, you want to go like really slow, because I've noticed when I go too fast, I just can't get the momentum to go back far enough. But when I go really slow, give a good rock into it and kind of like lean back really hard, but not too hard so you go over, but enough to the point where you can get like a good momentum of weight shifting backwards so you can get speed to maintain in the manual going backwards. I've also noticed that if you try them on like something you can go fakie on that has a slight downhill, like a very, very slight downhill, like I'm talking like here's flat ground, it's gotta be like that, like just to the point where like you can get speed going back. Practice doing that every day. Try to get a certain distance, or maybe like try to get the same distance over and over again so you get dialed and consistent. I'm gonna try some more longer fakie manuals, and after that we'll get into how to 180 into the fakie manual and cab out. Okay, also I want to talk about bailing, because sometimes if you're not careful and you're trying a fakie manual and you go back too much, you can fall on your butt and hurt yourself a little bit. So basically what you want to do to prevent that is kind of like, you know, like when you're doing a manual and you pull back too much, you kind of just hop off and stand up. It's basically the same thing, just gonna feel a little bit more awkward because you're going backwards instead of forwards. Same concept, just hop off, land on your feet. Sometimes you can't save it. The best thing you can really do is just wait for the impact to happen. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff to get out of it if you miss the step off and land on your feet. But it doesn't hurt too bad. I mean, I've had some bad ones where I fell on my butt, but you know, I was fine after. But you know, just try as quickly as you can. If you feel like you're going over too much, hop on your feet and just keep your bike in front of you. The two best things you can do for hopping out of it or getting out of it is either just drop your front end and just fakie the rest of the way out, or you can hop out of it. That's a good thing to learn though. Okay, so next step is learning the 180 into it. Oh, actually, a quick tip before I get into this part. What I realized was, it's gonna sound dumb, but when I think about going far, I always mess up and get like tense and stressed out. The times I go the very farthest, and this always happens, when I always go farthest on my fakie manuals, I'm always calm and I'm not thinking about how far I'm going, I'm just thinking about the balance. So if you're like in a really wide open area, I wouldn't advise this if you're in like a tight, compact area, but if you're in a wide open area, just don't even worry about how far you're going, just worry about balancing in it and just like relaxing. It always helps me get farther, but that's just a tip for me that's for me. It might not even be for you. I might just be weird, it might not work for anyone else. But let's get into the 180 backwards manual cab out. My fucking hair is falling out of the bun. Anyway, so what helped me a lot was this one tip I heard. I forgot who it was from, but instead of thinking you're going like 180 to land the fakie manual to cab out, you're gonna want to think like land a little bit more than 90 and then try to land back heavy to get into the fakie manual. I used to try to go 180 completely and land backwards manual, it just would not work for me. I tried that little over 90-degree turn to pivot my hips to whatever way you spin, so I rotate to the right, so I pivoted my hips to the left. You want to sit in the backwards manual, and this is where that hop out I was talking about earlier will help you, because if you can like hop out of your fakie manuals, you'll be able to get this trick, because you'll land in the fakie manual, you'll have that pivot of like a fakie, how you're kind of like gonna cab out, but you're landing the back wheel still, so it's basically just like a half cab, but you're just on your back wheel. You might even get this first try. Some people get this first try, I don't know how, it took me like 20 tries. But sometimes turning your bars too helps a little bit. That's how to backwards manual, with my knowledge at least, because I'm kind of still figuring them out, but I've gotten them down to the point where I can kind of know how to do them, but I'm just not there yet on like having them like locked in and like super good. But I thought I'd give you guys, you know, the tips that I know already that I've learned the past couple months with learning this trick. I mean, it's not been a couple months, but like it's probably been a little bit more than that. But off and on, I mess around with this trick, I'd say. I don't really try this trick a lot, but I'm trying to get better at them because I think they look cool, and I just want to push myself to learn something new, like a balance trick, because I have no balance tricks realistically. I can't even really forward manual, but I want to get fakie manuals down. Maybe I could just, you know, be weird and not be able to go forward but go backwards with a manual. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed those tips. If there's anything else you guys are having a problem with, DM me and I'll try to help you out. My Instagram is @the If you need any additional help, just DM me. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to, you know, check it out and subscribe if you like what's on there. I've made a lot of how-tos in the past. I make a lot of vlogs. I make a lot of games of bikes. Maybe you might like some of the stuff in there. If you do, subscribe. If you really enjoy, turn on post notifications so you're notified when I upload. I upload every other day. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I used to upload every single day, but it's too much for me and it's too hot to ride every single day here. So I upload every other day. But anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next video. See you later. I hope this helped. If it didn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, later.